Welcome to Ask a Lawyer with Kurt Holzer of Hepworth Holzer, life-changing law in Boise, Idaho. Kurt is a past recipient of the Idaho Trial Lawyer of the Year and has a perfect 10 rating from AVO. Each week, Kurt answers your questions about the law and how it affects you.
Kurt, let's talk about some examples of chiropractor malpractice in this podcast. Let's start with failure to diagnose a medical condition that requires immediate care.
Well, one of the things that a chiropractor is required to do when somebody presents to them for care, chiropractic care is limited in its scope, but one of the standards of care for them is to evaluate the conditions that a person has. And to not perform an adjustment just to perform an adjustment. They have to perform an adjustment on a person, manipulate them, crack their back, so to speak, only if it's appropriate. And a chiropractor has to and is supposed to be trained to evaluate the conditions that you have that need to be taken to a medical doctor or an emergency care facility, as opposed to something that they can take care of. And this is a problem for some chiropractors who believe or accept the idea that chiropractic care can take care of everything. I mean, they need to evaluate and diagnose medical conditions. They don't have to have the idea that exactly what the condition is, but they have to be able to say, this is something I can't take care of, and you need to see a doctor right now.
Okay, here's another one, lack of informed consent.
Sure, this is another place where chiropractors can fall down. There are some of them who believe in the sales job of chiropractic so much that they won't give an individual a full understanding of the benefits, the risks of care, the benefits of care, the risks of care, and the alternatives to chiropractic care. What the research shows is there are some areas in which there have been shown to be benefits of chiropractic care, but it's equally clear that there are risks of broken bones, risks of injury to connective tissue, risks of injury to ligaments, all sorts of things that can be injured, even risks of nerve damage. So those risks exist. And there are alternatives to chiropractic adjustment care. I mean, sometimes just let the passage of time go by. And we see plenty of times where merely time will do as much good for a person as actual intervention by chiropractic care. So having a complete conversation about all the benefits, potential benefits of care, the risks of care, and the alternatives to chiropractic care and the risks and benefits there is something that a chiropractor is required to do before a person can say, okay, you can do that to me. You can adjust my spine or my shoulder or whatever it is the chiropractor is wanting to adjust.
Negligent manipulation of the body.
Negligent, there are many types of chiropractic manipulation. When you say chiropractic care, the chiropractor will tell you there's many schools, there's many approaches. Every chiropractor does it on their own. It's art. It's not science. They don't really say that. They don't like to come out and say it that way, although that's what they're saying. But negligent manipulation is a manipulation that causes a fractured vertebrae, for example, or it's a manipulation at a time, or an adjustment, adjustment used interchangeably. It's an adjustment that causes a nerve injury or another injury to the spine, or a manipulation that shouldn't have been performed because of other symptoms or other problems that you are showing as a potential patient or a potential candidate for adjustment. So it's essentially either a bad decision to give a person a manipulation or adjustment, or an improperly performed manipulation or adjustment. Either of those can be a negligent manipulation claim.
Chiropractic induced stroke.
This is an area of great conflict, but I'm firmly believe that vertebral artery dissections, the vertebral artery is an artery that feeds blood to the brain. And a dissection of that can lead to a stroke, can lead to blood clots in the upper part of the neck, and lead to a stroke in the brain. The chiropractors are fighting back on this one, and they have some industry-generated research that says, oh, it's no worse to have a chiropractic adjustment than anything else. Of course, and there's not much research on the other side, because although it happens relatively rarely, it clearly happens, and it happens at times to people on the adjustment table, where the chiropractor adjusts the upper neck, the cervical spine, and that person has a stroke on the table and is transported over to the emergency room. There is ongoing litigation, and this is talked earlier about the benefits, risks, and alternatives that have to be discussed. This is a real risk of chiropractic care. The American Heart Association has agreed that it is an independent risk of chiropractic care, that chiropractors can cause stroke, and the outcomes can be horrendous. I've seen many that have been horrendous.
Okay, Kurt. So we've talked about examples of chiropractor malpractice. In situations like this, how do you help?
You know, the issue is the same for any injury case. You know, that there are, what are the damages you incur? Can we help you recover your damages? The goal of personal injury attorneys or chiropractic malpractice attorneys is to make you whole again as an injured person. So we try to help you recover damages that can fix what's been broken or fix what can be fixed. You know, do you need some medical care, and can we get that paid for? And can it make you better? Can it get you the rehab you need to make your arm work, or your spine work, or your brain work? You know, to fix what can be fixed. And if it can't be completely fixed, to at least make better the things that can be made better. If you need speech therapy, for example, after a chiropractic stroke, or if you need occupational therapy after a chiropractic stroke, you might not get back to 100%, but we can improve you. And in those situations, you also have to get the third little bundle of, you know, appropriate recovery, which is to make up for the losses. And you know, an easy one of those losses to see is if you've suffered an injury and been unable to work. You know, we need to have to make up for those losses, and to make up for the things that can't be fixed or made better as well. You know, there are some injuries that you can't do that for, so it's make up for money. So to fix what can be fixed, to make better what can be made better, and to make up for things which can't be fixed or made better. That's what we go out and try to recover the damages to help you obtain.
Thanks for listening to Ask a Lawyer with Kurt Holzer at Hepworth Holzer, life-changing law in Boise, Idaho. Join us next time as Kurt answers your questions about the law and how it affects you. Attorney Holzer can be reached at 208-343-7510. His website is hepworthholzer.com.